This is your USMNT Abroad weekend update from May 8th to May 10th of 2026. Hello. If you're new here, I'm Filippo, and welcome to Tactical Manager TV. And welcome to the US Men's National Team Abroad series, where every single Monday we update you on how the Yanks did abroad over the weekend. Now listen, over the past few weeks, or actually the past 2 weeks, we have been making a few videos with no thumbnail, where I just go off script and I yap for 15 minutes. And you guys seem to have enjoyed it quite a bit. Usually with topics that I have some very strong opinions and thoughts, like the 2026 World Cup, Christian Pulisic. And then, the other day, while I was meditating on the toilet, I was thinking about the US Men's National Team World Cup group. I have a lot of thoughts on it, a lot of strong opinions that the people from Turkey will not like, the people from Australia definitely won't like, and the Paraguayans might not like it as well. So, if you want us to make that video for the midweek on Wednesday or Thursday, where I put out my opinion and I talk about the US Men's National Team World Cup group, let us know in the comment section down below, and I'll gladly do so. I love yapping. I'm very good at it. Some might say the best. Now, before we start, obviously drop a like in this video. Help us hit 1,000 likes. Do it right now. And I have good news and bad news. First, the bad news. The bad news is this is the last US Men's National Team Abroad episode of the season. And then we have the good news. It's the reason why it's the last one, because it's time to start the World Cup coverage. And with that said, let's start the episode. As always, we start with the top 5 leagues in Europe, and usually we go to the Italian Serie A. Why? Because Pulisic plays there, McKennie, and all of that. There's no other specific reason. But this week, we are going to start with the Bundesliga, because we might be witnessing the Gio Reyna Remontada, and we'll talk about that in a second. So let's go to Germany and talk about the Americans in the Bundesliga while you drop a like in this video. The first player I want to talk about is Malik Tillman from Bayer Leverkusen. And on Saturday, Tillman started off the bench and was subbed in the 65th minute for Leverkusen during their 3-1 loss to Stuttgart. Now, Tillman had a shot on target that was saved. Besides that, he didn't really do much. I would even argue that he was kind of bad, and he has been benched ever since he returned from the US Men's National Team in early April. I talk about this every weekend. Tillman did not have a good season, and obviously, eventually, he would have gotten benched. He got benched for the entire month of April, and it looks like he's also gotten benched for the entire month of May. Next up, we have Gio Reyna and Joe Scally from Borussia Mönchengladbach. And on Saturday, Joe Scally started and played the full 90 minutes for Gladbach during their 3-1 loss to Augsburg. And look, I did not think Scally played well, and Gladbach didn't play well as well. So Scally was losing most of his duels, he was shaky on defense, and even on the ball he was quite poor. His passing accuracy was around 64%, which it's not good. He didn't really hit a single cross, and you know what? He was good last weekend, but let's be honest, he wasn't good on this game. But we have good news. So let's talk about Gio Reyna. Well, Reyna came off the bench and played in the last 32 minutes, and Gio actually looked quite good. He scored a goal in the 91st minute. The Augsburg defense was beat. It was an easy finish, all of that, blah, blah, blah. But it was a goal, and he needed that for his confidence. The last time Gio Reyna scored, if I'm not mistaken, was in April of 2025. Look, a goal is a goal. I get it. It was an easy goal during garbage time. But Gio Reyna is most certainly one of the US Men's National Team players that needed that. Him and Christian Pulisic obviously need a goal. But again, he needed this goal. Now, let's ignore the goal for a minute here, okay? Forget the fact that he scored their one goal in garbage time where they were down already 3-0. He actually played well. He was clearly their playmaker. He created a few chances. Maybe at times he played a bit too safe. He could have been a bit more aggressive. He could have even gone for a shot, but he chose to pass it. But he made no mistakes. And he created multiple chances. He was setting up his teammates. He also had a 100% passing accuracy. He hit all 26 of his passes while creating a few chances for his teammates in only 30 minutes, and obviously scoring the goal in garbage time. And Borussia Mönchengladbach has one more game this season, and they honestly have nothing to play for. So maybe next weekend, Gio Reyna will get a start. And I know this good performance and goal does not erase the horrible season that Gio Reyna had. However, coming into the 2026 World Cup, this might have been the confidence boost that he needed, but not the one he deserved. Oh, and Noah Kai Banks stayed on the bench the full 90 minutes for Augsburg, in case you care. Now, Mathis Albert from Borussia Dortmund, the 16-year-old American winger, he didn't make the bench for Dortmund this Friday. However, Borussia Dortmund now has locked in the second position of the Bundesliga. They cannot reach Bayern, and they cannot drop to third place. So, maybe next weekend, in the last round of the Bundesliga, Mathis Albert plays. Will he start? Probably not, but I could see him making the bench and possibly getting significant minutes. At least I hope so. Alright, now we have the Americans that play in Italy in the Serie A. The first two being Christian Pulisic from Milan and Yunus Musa from Atalanta because they clashed, not really, over the weekend. So why did I say not really? Because Yunus Musa stayed on the bench the full 90 minutes, as always, for Atalanta, and Christian Pulisic was not available for Milan due to injury, a muscle injury on his glute, so his butt cheek. And that's not something that you want to hear from your star player being injured 5 weeks before the World Cup. But hear me out. Last summer, he took the summer off to be well rested for Milan. So maybe, just maybe, Christian Pulisic's not actually injured and he's just kind of resting for the World Cup. Because during the summer, he has bigger fish to fry than right now. Like right now, Milan has like a tiny little sardine to fry. While during the summer, Christian Pulisic has whatever an expensive fish is to fry. I honestly don't know fish prices these days. I'm not really a fish guy, but if you're a fish guy, let me know. What's a very expensive fish? Anyhow, we don't know for how long Pulisic will be out. I do not think his World Cup is at threat or at risk here, okay? Just based on the reports, it doesn't seem like it's anything serious. He'll probably be out for the rest of the season, so that's fine. The World Cup is in 5 weeks. Very likely he'll be available for the friendlies against Germany and Senegal. All right, so now let's talk about someone that actually played. Weston McKennie from Juventus. And on Saturday, McKennie started and played 86 minutes for Juve during their 1-0 win over Lecce. McKennie played well once again. This time as an attacking midfielder, as a 10. He was all over the field on offense, defense. He got a lot of touches, created a few chances, including a great one where Vlahovic should have scored and gotten McKennie an assist. But Vlahovic didn't score the great opportunity. Juve even had a goal disallowed, where that started with McKennie forcing a turnover for Juventus. McKennie also got a hockey assist for another Juventus goal that got disallowed. Anyhow, my point here, McKennie was very good once again on both ends, and he helped Juventus get the 1-0 win. I would argue this was the best season of Weston McKennie's career. Next up, we have the Americans that play in England, more specifically, the English Premier League. The first one being Chris Richards from Crystal Palace. And on Sunday, Richards started and played the full 90 minutes for Palace during their 2-2 draw with Everton. The goals Everton scored were not really on Chris Richards. He was fine throughout the game. He also almost scored a header off a set piece that was saved by the goalkeeper. My overall point here, Chris Richards was pretty good, in my opinion, once again, or to the very least, very solid. Okay, if you made it this far in the video, don't forget to drop a like. If you haven't, do it right now. It takes a second. Brendan Aronson, he plays on Monday, so we record this on Sunday. Let us know in the comment section down below, how did Brendan Aronson do for Leeds? But we had A-Rob and Tyler Adams clash over the weekend, Fulham and Bournemouth. And on Saturday, A-Rob started and played the full 90 minutes for Fulham during their 1-0 loss to Bournemouth. As for Tyler Adams, he started off the bench and he was subbed in at the end of the first half due to one of Bournemouth's midfielders getting a red card. So I wasn't able to watch this game, but what I can say is that A-Rob was not at fault for the goal that Fulham conceded, and Tyler Adams helped Bournemouth hold a clean sheet. On top of that, I checked their stats on FootMob, and it seems like both Americans did fine, but then again, I was not able to watch this game, so I don't really have an opinion in terms of their performance. I just watched the highlights for this one, and I checked the stats. It looks like both of them did fine. Okay, now before we continue, a quick word from our sponsor, Underdog. Make sure to check the link in the description if you want to play. We have a special offer for you, and in the process, you'll be helping the channel as well. We'll be back in 60 seconds. So, the biggest soccer event in the world will happen here in the United States this summer. Or shall I say, the biggest sporting event in the world. And you know what can make it a little bit more exciting? Underdog. And the game I like to play at Underdog is called Pick'em. And it's very easy to play. I just click on it, scroll to the soccer section, pick a player for a specific match, and select the stats I believe will be lower or higher. It's very easy to play. I usually pick the downside of the stats because hate watching a player is much more fun. Trust me. But then again, analyze the players, his stats, who they're facing, and how he has been doing before you make your pick. so you can make sure to win. Underdog also has their very own predictions market. And you can download the app right now using the link in the description of this video and the promo code TACTICAL. And in the process, you'll be helping the channel and yourself. Because new customers get $50 in bonus entries after they play $5 and use the promo code TACTICAL. We got very creative with it. So again, don't forget to use the link in the description and the promo code TACTICAL. And thank you very much, Underdog, for sponsoring the channel. Okay, we are back. Hopefully you're still here, and hopefully you have smashed the like button already to help the channel. So now let's talk about the Americans in La Liga in Spain. The first one being Johnny Cardoso from Atletico Madrid. And unfortunately, I have bad news. The official report has not come out yet, but now you're hearing from me probably first. Johnny Cardoso is like 99.9% out of the World Cup. He got tackled on the ankle at practice, and he's expected to be out for probably 6 weeks. And you will be saying, well, 6 weeks, he could be ready for the knockout rounds for the US men's national team. No, you don't get it. 6 weeks, he would be back in training. He would probably need another 2 or 3 weeks to be up to speed to actually contribute in the World Cup. So I'm saying 99.9 because maybe something can change, but the truth is Johnny Cardoso is out of the 2026 World Cup, which is very unfortunate. Next up, we have Alex Freeman from Villarreal, and he stayed on the bench the full 90 minutes for Villarreal this weekend after 2 very good performances where he started. Nothing to be concerned there. He arrived mid-season. He proved that he can hang in La Liga. He proved that he can help Villarreal, a team that will be in the Champions League next season. So after the summer, when he gets a full preseason with them, and he's already a better player, right? He's getting better every single week. And after a full World Cup, also the United States, I expect Alex Freeman to get many more minutes next season. So I would say these first 6 months in Spain have been somewhat of a success. Not even somewhat of a success. It was a legitimate success. Now, let's talk about the Americans in France. The first one being Balogun from Monaco. And on Sunday, Balogun started and played the full 90 minutes for Monaco during their 1-0 loss to Lille. Now, I don't really remember Balogun getting a single shot this game. He also didn't really get many touches. He got like 18 touches in the full 90 minutes. That's not good. But at this point, we just need him healthy for the World Cup. His form has been tremendous over the past 2 months. He's been incredible. He had a very slow start to the season, and he still managed to get 13 goals and 4 assists in Liga. He's been one of the best players in the league over the past 2 months. So I'm not concerned about Balogun. He's been great. And the rumors are that he might head back to the Premier League this summer, and I can see that happening. He proved this season that he's a very good player, and if he does well in the World Cup, I could easily see a Premier League side signing Balogun. And honestly, he's got pace, he's strong, he can score goals in transition, he's physical. He also counts as a homegrown player in England, right? Because he does have a UK passport. I could see him going to the Premier League. And honestly, I think he would do well there. Next up would have been Tim Weah from Olympique Marseille, but he was not available for them this weekend due to a muscle injury. He's expected to be back late May, which means he should be in the USMNT roster, and he will be playing the friendlies against Germany and Senegal. It's crazy. I'm going to talk about another player very soon that also has a muscle injury. Pulisic, Weah, Tessman. We're going to talk about him in a second. I feel like the Americans, a lot of them right now, are just kind of resting because this World Cup is a big deal, right? We're hosting it. It's the biggest World Cup in US men's national team history. So if they're feeling any minor tightness, anything, they're just kind of resting. That's my theory. All right, but next up, we have Mark McKenzie from Toulouse and Tenor Tessman from Lyon. So Tenor Tessman, he also has a muscle injury. He's done for the season. However, he's also expected to be back late May, so he should be available for the US men's national team in the World Cup. He should be available for the United States in the friendlies leading into the World Cup. Now, Mark McKenzie, he started and played the full 90 minutes for Toulouse during their 2-1 win over Lyon, which is a massive win for Toulouse as we head to the end of the season. Now, we have the Americans that play in the Eredivisie in the Netherlands, more specifically the ones that play for PSV, Ricardo Pepi and Serginho Dest. And on Sunday, Pepi and Dest both started for PSV during their 4-1 win against the almighty Go Ahead Eagles. You see, I report on Go Ahead Eagles every single season because the Americans play against them, and I still can't believe that's a real team. And this was Serginho Dest's first start since he returned from injury, and he played 65 minutes as a left back, and he got an assist for Ricardo Pepi's goal. Dest hit a wonderful left-footed cross, and Ricardo Pepi hit a wonderful header. His head game has been incredible over the past 4 games, where he scored 4 headers in 4 games for PSV. Believe it or not. So Ricardo Pepi is becoming a heading specialist, shall I say. The good news here is that Ricardo Pepi is scoring. He scored over the past, I think, 5 games for PSV, playing 80 minutes plus per game. And Serginho Dest is looking healthy, fit, and sharp. Time to go back to England to talk about one American in the EFL Championship playoffs, because Haji Wright already got promoted. Ajiman unfortunately had a torn Achilles, so he's done for the season, but we still have Aidan Morris from Middlesbrough. And on Saturday, Aidan Morris started and played the full 90 minutes for Middlesbrough during their 0-0 draw with Southampton in the EFL Championship first leg semifinals, right? It's the playoffs right here. They have the semifinals, and then if they advance, they have the final, and if you win the final, you go to the English Premier League. Now, this game was at home, and in my opinion, it was not a good result. They have the second leg coming up on Tuesday. And there are 2 things here. I thought Aidan Morris was quite good on and off the ball. He got a lot of touches in this game. He was good when he was tested on defense, created a few chances. My point, he was quite good. But Middlesbrough was quite wasteful. They were much better than Southampton, and they couldn't pull a win. So now, they're in a tough spot. They have to play away Southampton on Tuesday, and the game was 0-0. We'll see what happens. And that's it, everyone. The USMNT Abroad season is over. I know you're going to say, but we have it next weekend. Guys, we have to start to put in hours and work into the World Cup coverage, right? We have Tactical Manager TV. We have Chappelle Football, the other channel we have covering Brazil. So right now, the USMNT Abroad series is done. But what you can expect is a lot of World Cup content. So it's not going to get, it's not like we're going to post less. We're actually going to post more than ever. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like before you go, and have a great day.